iTunes application is about the same. The only difference is you can use the iPad in landscape mode. The App Store is a tad bit different because the iPad, well, it opens up the iPad App Store, of course. But a really cool feature is now it's got kind of like a cover flow going on. You can see we got like the cover flow, and you kind of look at the spotlighted apps. And this is what it looks like on the iPod Touch. You just scroll down. And then again, iPad's, using its bigger screen size to an advantage, and it looks a lot nicer in my opinion. And just like basically, every app, you can use it in landscape mode. A really big change is the settings between the iPad and the iPod Touch. This is really using its screen size to a very big advantage. As you can see here, we just, kind of have the scroll through, and then you select which one you want, and then it goes into the menu for that one. For whatever you selected. And for the iPad, you have the list of things just like the iPod Touch, and then it pulls up the menu right next to it, so you never have to leave, and you can pretty much see everything at once. So that is a really nice feature. I really do like this, and it looks great. You can also use the settings application in landscape mode to allow that wider screen, and you can see your options a little bit better than you could in portrait mode. The Safari application is they've got some, a little bit different things here and there, but overall the browsing experience on the iPad is just incredible with the big screen, and you can read everything perfectly. It's a lot harder, to switch from the iPad to the iPad Touch. But another kind of difference is when you're selecting different pages, you kind of get something like this, and then you'll have like your options between new pages. But with the iPad, a really cool feature, it opens up this whole new, it opens up this whole new interface to select which page you want if you have multiple pages open at once. So overall, the iPad experience on web browsing is much nicer than the iPod Touch. The Mail application is much nicer on the iPad, so let's go ahead and open those up, kind of show you what it looks like. So this is what the iPad looks like. You have your inbox, kind of have your little menu on the side here, and versus the iPod Touch when the whole thing is basically the menu. And you can kind of view, and someone sent me a message here, so zoom in, zoom out, compose a reply if I wanted to. It comes with this nice reply, very professional looking. So if I want to reply, scroll here, type something. So that is really cool. And overall, I think just the Mail application is much nicer on the iPad. The Photos application on the iPad is a little bit different. You can see on Photos we just have, the photo albums. We have saved photos, and that's it. And you just select it, and then go to your saved photos, yada yada yada. And then on this, we kind of have a really cool thing. You kind of pinch, kind of give you a preview of what's in there. You can pinch out, and then just if you pinch all the way out, it'll open it up. If you just don't want it, just pinch it back in real quick. So that's really neat. And guess what? You can use the Photos application in landscape mode. And then finally we have the iPod application and the music application. If you can see, right off the bat, the iPad looks much like iTunes now. We got the volume bar, play, skip, go backwards. You can, new playlists, stuff like that, all from the iPad, and it looks really nice. Just like all the other apps, you can also use this app in landscape. Another big difference about the software on the iPad is just the whole landscape interface is much nicer. It automatically rearranges your apps, and the cool feature, when you go into landscape, you get 5 columns of apps, and when you're in portrait, you get 5 rows of apps. And also, you can put up to 6 things in your dock. So let's go back to, I'll just kind of show you, drag it in, and you can fit up to 6 applications in your dock now, which is a lot nicer. The customizability on the iPad is also nicer as well. You can never really do much, but now they allow you to have a background, rather than just the plain black, which I don't like at all. Now you can have that nice background, whatever you like, and you can change it between the lock screen. So this is a different, well actually it's the same, but you can change the lock screen and the home page. So it looks a lot nicer, and I do like that they added that feature. So basically all the apps you can use in landscape mode, and when you do use them in landscape mode, it uses the iPad's bigger screen to an advantage. And overall, I just think the iPad apps are redesigned. They're a lot more elegant, a lot more nicer than the iPad touches. Another great feature about the iPad software is right here, this little button. It's a picture of a flower. When you touch it, it actually kind of turns it into like a digital photo frame. So that's a really nice feature I like. And you know, it just kind of scrolls through the pictures you have, whatever pictures you have. I don't really have any, just a couple cars. And that's a really cool feature that they added. And that's it. Sorry about such a long video. There was a lot to cover on all the different, main apps. But overall, I mean, like I said guys, the iPad is not an iPad Touch. It's different. And I like the iPad much better than the iPod Touch. So I will have kind of my full opinion, my opinion, like a review. These past couple videos just been kind of an overview to show you the software, the hardware, what's going on with the iPad. And then after I've been using it for a while, I'll give you a review of like how I think of it, if I found any problems, which so far I haven't. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.